Hey there, and welcome back to Hold and Modify, YouTube's most poorly produced, underproduced Amiga program. And yes, in the monitor's reflection, it's Q, your gracious host of this channel. And today we are looking at the Amiga 2000. Oh, no, the Amiga 2500. Listen, all my Amiga fans out there, I know when I say I'm talking about an Amiga 2500, they're all like, oh, it's just an Amiga 2000. Shut up, it's an Amiga 2000. They just chose to put 2500 on it to try and sell more computers. They put the accelerator card in a hard drive and just shut up already. It's in a 2000. It's an Amiga 2500 and I'll stand by it. It doesn't work though.
This computer will rule the world.
So what happens is the hard drive light will flicker, it'll boot, it'll do all this fun stuff like you see there, and we get to this point where we're looking at the screen and it looks like it's gonna work, and everything's happy, the hard drive's doing its thing, it was doing its thing, and then, well, more hard drive, and then it boots, because it works! Ha-ha! Thanks for watching, this has been another video by Hold and Modify. Okay, well, oh shoot. Okay, let me talk briefly how amazing it is that this 2500 did boot, yay, but also kind of a bummer because I thought maybe we could open it up and get a look inside again. It's been a while since we've looked at this. Those of you that have watched my channel for the last 3 years, you know I ripped this sucker open, and one of the very first videos I did was unboxing it and getting it for a great deal and having to go in there and clean it all up and send it off to Chris Edwards, and he took care of it and cleaned it up and sent it back, and I did a bunch of things. And it really, what it is, it's an Amiga 2500. I pulled out the Commodore 030 card in it, and I put in a progressive peripheral and software 6840 running at 28 megahertz, slapped 32 megs of RAM in it, right? Yep, 32 megs of RAM, look at that, yes. And it's been great. And Q, well, wait a minute. There exist cards you can put in 2000s that will give you ridiculous speed nowadays. There's, 68060s, there's PyStorm, there's all kinds of crazy stuff. Why, with all the other Amigas you have, and you've shown before with all their 060s and PyStorms and whatever's, so Q, why do you care about this 68040, 28 megahertz, 2000, the way you're blabbing on about? That's because, listen, of all my Amigas, right? This one here, this Amiga 2500, the only Amiga I have that kind of replicates the experience I had on my original Amiga. So I can type out here for you, when I owned an Amiga, final writer everyone, an Amiga, back in the day, oh no, keyboard, in the day, it was close to this. This. All right, so I had an Amiga 3000 with a 25 megahertz 68040 and 16 megs of memory. So this is already doing better than that. But this gives me, this 2500, the reason I have not chosen to like throw every modern card I can into it is because it gives me the most realistic experience of a slightly accelerated or upgraded Amiga back in the day, okay? This is one of those Amigas where way back when, this gives me the most representative experience of someone who was not Cortex 93, but someone who wanted to use their Amiga for gaming or for creating art and things like the deluxe paint here we're showing here and the other things I've shown, doing all that stuff, right? Creating this stuff, but having some acceleration, because let's face it, the Amiga 2500 or the 2000 that it was originally based on, right? It has a 68000 in it, and it's slow, right? It's kind of slow and just, I mean, it was great back in 1985, 1987, 1988, but when we got into like, later 80s, early 90s, mid 90s especially, okay, the 68000 was becoming a bit of a stretch. So yeah, the 68030 and the 68040 were awesome additions, and I had that with my 3000. I had the 68040. So this 2500 out of all of my Amiga flock, and again, for those of you that watch my channel, thank you by the way, and you subscribe, better, you've seen all my Amigas, well, they're super accelerations and stuff, but this 2500 is my stalwart, my OG experience. Yes, even good old Lightwave, running Lightwave at the original speed I would have run it to create the demo reel that got me my job, that helped me build my career, was done on something that can't find its assign right there. Look at that. So we'll go ahead and find the assign. Well, apparently there is no assign. Oh, you know what? I probably haven't updated. Oh, it's already mounted. No, it's not. It's not mounted, so that's a bug right there. Oh well. We'll go ahead and hit cancel, but still, Lightwave will show up, and yes, look at that speed. Look at that speed. Not the fastest 3D experience you've ever seen on my Amigas, is it? This is the closest to the original experience I ever had on my Amiga back in the day as far as speed goes. An Amiga 3000 was not an AGA Amiga, as you very well know. It was an OCS. Sorry, no, it was an ECS Amiga. And this 2500, of course, is an OCS style Amiga, right? Or am I completely wrong on that? Does this have the upgraded Denise in it? I don't think it does it? No, let's find out right now. Let's find out right now. We're gonna go to things that are buttons that you have to click. And the most simplest way is you go to screen mode. Now, yeah, this is OCS. So we're doing good here. How about that? Look, sysinfo, everyone's favorite, but hey, this is a real Amiga now. No BS, no PyStorms or weird programmed to 60s. So we smash the speed button, and what do we get? Look at that, 68040, 6882, MMU not in use. Why? Don't know. Calculating speed, 21 MIPS and 5 MFLOPS, 20,000 dry stones. Look at that. Smoking that Amiga 4000. Look at that. Look at that thing. It's just slow. Love it. Now, this 2500 does have a Zulu SCSI in it, so it does have a slightly faster, as fast as the SCSI will allow on this stock 2500. So yeah, that's why I keep this 2500 stock in the way it is, because it's a reminder. It's like I can fire this up, I can run software on it and be like, hey, you know what? This is cool. This is how it used to be back in the day. In fact, I've shown things like DCTV on here before in older videos. I've shown this crazy OCR from Golden Image hand scanner thing, which is just terrible, by the way. Don't ever buy this. Oh my God. So the reason I started this whole video, and probably the title hinted, is that it didn't work. It just didn't work. I would turn it on and the power light would just flash green and it would just crash boot. You know what? I don't know what's going on. It turns out that just moving it, all I did was just move it. I physically moved it. That amount of flex made it work. So you might say that, well, Q, duh. I know Q doesn't know anything about electronics. But yeah, maybe there's a cold solder joint somewhere. Maybe there's a cracked solder joint. I have no idea. But just flexing the case can make this thing boot and work. And now, as you can see, it's booted and it's working. Here you go, Amiga 2500, old school, real speed, with exception of the RGB to HDMI, which is giving us this beautiful image, and the Zulu SCSI, which is our new SCSI hard drive. Everything else about this 2500 is legit. It has an original era accelerator card in it. It has original era memory that's on that accelerator card. So it's all legit. And it's a fun experience to fire this up and just experience a real 68040 without any weird things and at the speed it would operate on. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this. I thought I was going to show you me opening this 2500 up again. If you're really let down, by the way, I apologize, but there's a whole playlist in my YouTube channel where I rip this thing open and clean it and fix it and do all kinds of stuff. So if you want to see the inside of this machine, just go back through my videos. You'll find them. They're all there. Thanks for watching. This has been Q with Hold and Modify. Wait. Haha, look. There we go. See? The beauty of staying this long in the video. Just wait till the end and it'll crash.